man, you completely.
Hustlers was rough to watch. It was actually a good movie.
Yeah, that's what people kept saying. They kept saying that
good movie.
It looks like
and
it just
has naked women in it. Not naked, but you know.
I mean, fake naked.
Yeah.
Hollywood naked.
Nigga, watch Hustlers. I'm telling you.
Okay, that's what people said. People said Hustlers was good.
Yeah, no, like when I say good, like it's a good movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
like,
but add Hustlers to your list. You got Netflix, watch Dolomite. I watched Eli. I finished Daybreak.
Oh,
Eli? Why does that sound familiar?
The old Eli?
It's on Netflix. I don't know if they were the old one.
No. Eli was goddamn out of time.
Eli was the guy. What's that guy's name on Daybreak? That's what made me think about it. Remember, he had
No, not yet. The Book of Eli. The Book of Eli.
Okay, nah.
Denzel Washington.
No, not the Book of Eli. I'm talking about what he's saying.
You're talking about Daybreak.
I was thinking about the movie Daybreak, the TV show Daybreak, where one of the characters' name was Eli.
Daybreak, by the way, is good, but it gets real gay in the middle. Like coming from a cis male, it's just super gay. And
I mean, the fact that you said coming from a cis male, I already assumed that you hadn't seen a lot. Like, so it's gayer than Queen?
Yes.
That takes a lot.
Wait, is it gayer than
Queen wasn't over the top gay. That movie was over the top gay.
Yeah.
Like the black dude, white dude laying together, touching each other's hair, kissing, and just like fast forward. But Daybreak, I think I would like it more if I was a child. I didn't like it that much, isn't it?
Why didn't you like it more?
Because it's kind of corny.
Oh, and to tell you that movie we was talking about the other day, it's called Rim of the World, I think.
Run of the World?
Rim of the World.
Rim of the World.
It was a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
She kept going back in time and fucking up.
No, we didn't go back in time. The aliens came and all this.
That other movie. I'm thinking about.
Yeah, you think about the movie where they go back in time.
Yeah, we was talking about it the other day.
When they all saw electronic devices. All that shit. But Eli was about. It's on Netflix as well because it's horror season, so I figured I'd watch a horror movie. I watched that and Rattlesnake. Eli is basically about a kid who's sick who can't supposedly go out in the sun, and then he goes see this doctor who's a special doctor who's going to heal him, and y'all want to know what happens?
I mean, spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert.
Do it right.
Spoiler alert!
So pretty much he turns out, like he's like, all these haunting things are going on in the house that they're in. And he turns out to be the son of the devil, the kid, and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Kills his dad, kills everybody in the house, and he turns out to be the spawn of Satan.
So does he kill them before he becomes the spawn of Satan?
As soon as he finds out, because they're pretty much trying to kill him for the most part.
Wait, so his family's trying to kill him?
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know he was the son of the devil until, I think the mom knew, but the dad didn't know.
Okay, yeah. And so the mom was trying to kill him.
He thought he was hallucinating because of the medicine they gave him to heal him from the sickness thing from Bubble Boy, whatever that sickness was.
Okay,
yeah, and it's okay. It was all right. Rattlesnake was okay too. There's another Netflix movie because it was a horror movie. Her kid get bit by a rattlesnake, and this lady says, "You owe me, and then there's a life for a life, and the whole movie is about her trying to take a life for her daughter's life who got completely healed by the rattlesnake.
Okay, so basically she has to kill someone to exchange the life that her daughter should have died.
Or her daughter died.
So wait, how you get bit by a rattlesnake, get completely healed, and then it's like, all right, well, this clock down coming.
There was some creepy lady in a trailer. It was weird. Rattlesnake I wouldn't necessarily recommend unless you got some time and you just wanted to watch a movie.
So basically it's like one of those,
because you know who she killed. Some white male who's a domestic violencer.
I mean, is that really that wrong?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna stand up and be like, oh man, they should have saved those white domestic males who beat their wives or whatever.
That's why the Joker's so big, because everybody trying to kill the white male. Look, niggas, white males. I don't know if y'all listen to our podcast, probably don't. Join black men. All right, we'll be on your side. Right.
Right. First and foremost, they don't want to join black men because that means they got to give some of y'all. They got to give y'all something.
Hey, that's why y'all gonna.
I don't know why I'm saying y'all. They got to give us something.
Yeah, they're better off joining us than because their women are going against them.
No, their women roll, lock in, step. Stop playing.
Sometimes,
sir. More
when
often
I say they're women,
not.
I mean the lesbians.
I mean,
that's going against them.
I mean the lesbians though.
White lesbians
were never ones who thought that they really came from white men. They thought that they spawned themselves.
Yeah, bullshit.
I mean, I'm not saying you're.
What is it, Lilith?
Hey.
The story of Adam and Eve, and then Lilith supposedly was the first one, and that's why lesbians pray to Lilith. It's weird. That's like weird knowledge, I know.
I mean, that was supposedly in the Dead Sea Scrolls, which we've never found, but are rumored which is kind of funny when something gets so big, but no one has it.
I believe I learned that from a video game.
I mean, yeah. There's
I think it was God of War.
Yep.
I don't know. I didn't beat God of War.
I did. I beat all of them.
You beat the last one with the little boy?
Boy. That was good. That was good times.
I've never beaten God of War.
Why not?
I don't know.
You never known the suffers that Kratos went through?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
That man.
He's not important in my life.
He's been through so much, man.
Not important in my life.
That man been through so much.
But you know who else has been through a lot? Childish fucking Gambino. And that's the main topic that I want to get into. That other podcast, Made with Real.
What's that?
They had a hot take on
What's Made with Real?
Made with Real's
That
podcast.
show with like Tamara
Nah.
and the women?
Nope.
It still got women.
That's
on
The
it.
Real.
Is it still? Oh, The Real. Oh, so there was already a Real and they just made a with Real?
Yeah, they're Made with Real.
But they don't have any people from the original Real.
But they don't need people from the original Real.
Okay, then that's just confusing. Is it still women?
No women.
You sure?
I mean, this episode featured guest women, but not real women. Like, you know what I
They
mean?
sound like women.
They're
There are men that sound like women.
No. It's nothing
There
to
are
do
some
with
men
that.
Okay.
So,
Look, move on.
So Made with Real
Stupid.
decided to cover white women and black men, and they did it in a way that I thought we could elaborate on.
Do it better, you mean?
Well, basically.
Okay. I didn't listen to it because
Well, give it a shot when you get a chance. I mean, the episode itself was good. And so the first one was like, they were talking about Childish Gambino. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, he's dating some Asian woman and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, but you wouldn't have dated Childish Gambino when he was in high school.
Niggas when you make it. You remember they always say you get a white woman, but we went back and did the numbers about successful people. Black women tend to turn to white men versus black men who primarily stick with
But for the most part, we were both over 50%. So it's not like some large amount of successful black men and women are joining, with other races.
No, they did it more than us.
No, I'm saying that they did, but both parties were
How
over
much more,
50%. So 63% of black men are with black women. And then for black women, it was like 56 or 54, something like
I think
that.
it was less than that, but you do that in post.
Yeah, I'll look at it again in
like
post.
75 for black men and like 63 for women.
Okay, I mean, even again, let's say that those are the numbers. Even if those are the
53.
numbers, even if it's, let's just give them 63, and we're going to say
We're gonna
74.
give these
We're giving women, yes, because we are the
Always
protectors
giving
of
them
women. Look, man.
who?
We.
Nigga, no white knighting over here.
No, sir. White knighting is when you go to women that you don't know. Protecting women is something that every man does if you're a man.
No, that's white knighting.
No. White knighting is women that you don't know. That is like, help, whatever. I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't know what's going on over there.
White knighting is both of those.
No. If it's a woman that you know, I'm assuming that you just don't stay friends or know women. Let me go beyond
For
that.
what?
So I'm assuming that you don't just hang out with women.
What's going on?
I'm assuming that you
We're
don't
talking
just.
about captains.
Oh, so we're
save
talking.
us.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about captains. What I'm saying is, as a man, your role in society, talking strictly about black men, because we don't give a shit about what everybody else does.
Uh-oh.
We are protectors of our women. However, white knighting is when you say, hey, man, I'm going to go protect all these women. What I'm saying is protect the women in your circle, like your moms, your sisters, your cousins, your daughters, family, friends.
But the way you just presented the situation made it seem like it was all women.
Well,
Yeah,
all
if I don't know that
women
woman, I feel like I
within
have-
our sphere of influence.
You ever watch these? I don't know. You ever see these fight videos? And it's like a man versus woman. All them niggas sitting around just watching. I'm
Well,
just like,
it also depends
there's
on.
a lot of like you could think about it. Like, why are they watching? Does she deserve it? What was she doing beforehand? Like,
But
well,
now
no
we're getting.
woman
But now we're
deserves
getting to blaming the people. What I think it is that we have to look at it how it is. Like with that one black guy in Florida, he saw a white man run up to a black woman and start talking all this shit, and he had clearly seen from being in McDonald's that she was minding her own goddamn business. So he walked out there and was like, "Look, little white boy, what you want to do?" That guy's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do whatever." And then once the black guy took the steel out, he was like, "Oh, now you're just gonna threaten me with a weapon?" First of all, I didn't do anything. Then the white guy came over, black guy pistol whips the fuck out of him because at this point in time, now you're encroaching upon me, and you know.
Yeah, in that situation, I wouldn't have white knighted.
Well, no, he simply inserted himself in a situation where it was like, you're being a piece of shit, and I got some time on my hands. So if somebody is being a piece of shit and you got time on your hands, do whatever.
I feel like there are men who do shit
if-
to women that they won't do to men. So
If anything in that situation, I would have like if no one done anything and the dude like if I saw it from the very beginning and dude walked up to her and just started talking crazy to her, black, white, it wouldn't really even matter what race he is. I would have not took her side. But what I would have done is, just, hey, man, just back off, man. Just separate them two. But I'm not going to beat him up just because he's talking to her.
Again, he didn't start beating him till the white guy got into his face. Like, at that point in time, nigga, this is Florida. This is stand your ground kind of state. Like, this ain't no fuck shit. Like, in Florida, don't get in niggas' faces because plenty of people have died from getting in the niggas' face. But I hear you, Armstead. But that's what I'm saying. You have to view it as a situation. White knighting is when you view every situation as like,
save her now.
Well, it goes to like another podcast by the same group of people, the Safe Space. They have a person on there whose name I'm not going to say, but she always inserts herself into the battles of every single group of people, and it's like
killed.
Possibly, but like
she only do it around. I don't think she would do it in situations.
Then again, will she do it in real life versus doing? It's easy to talk that fuck shit. It's a lot harder to walk that walk.
I feel like that's true.
The bigger point that we were getting to is black men and black women, for the most part, marry and stay married, just regardless of income, with people of their own race. But even let's say that we're talking about those people who do marry outside their race, all of them ain't marrying white. And that's kind of the point of the Childish Gambino, since we're going back here, is that a lot of these women would have never given Childish Gambino a fucking play.
No.
One of the ladies that you met last night, she went to school with him, and yeah, she was like, he was that weird guy from
short.
Jump. Yeah, he was short, he was weird.
And when I say short, he's like 5'6", I think.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino?
Yeah.
I think he might be 5'7", 5'8", but he's short.
Yeah.
Short, weird, and nerdy.
And that's not exactly what the ladies are trying to do, especially like, I love how everyone has these rosy colored things about, I would date him in high school.
Bitch, no, you date that nigga now.
Yes, you want to date him now because he has money. You don't want to date him because you actually like him.
No, bitches don't want to be there for your struggle, though.
I mean, almost no one wants to be there for your struggle. That's why you got to stay with your day once.
Will date niggas will date broke women.
Yeah.
No. Niggas date broke women to control them. That's not the same thing.
That's not always true.
That's not always true.
I mean, I'm not saying it's always true, but a lot of times niggas will date a broke woman because they're like, what you gonna do?
That's not true. I don't think niggas think like that.
I think there's a lot of niggas that do think like that. I'm not making the argument all.
Yeah.
I'm not making the argument over 50%.
Most. I think niggas don't really care about her financial situation. Do you consider a woman's financial situation when you're dating her?
Yeah, but I consider it very differently because I'm in the old traditional black mindset of you're a provider. Like these new niggas on that shit where it's like, oh, we 50-50, she do this. Nah. I want to be able to know that no matter what, I did things that biblically I think I should have done, which is be a provider. That's what you're called to. You're not called to be a complainer. And that's what a lot of guys are. But
you were talking about it. We just went left.
Yeah, I mean, y'all normally do.
Anyway.
Yeah, I have to.
All right, anyway, so, fuck the Childish Gambino thing. I think we talked about it. I ain't want that nigga, but...
Exactly, but that's the whole thing is, like, from there, the same podcast went into the strength it takes to date a black woman. And that's where it's just like...
Nigga, you Captain said the whole ass.
No, he didn't say that.
Okay.
Again, nigga, context clues. Let me finish laying it out for you. So basically, the women who are on there, one was named Angela, the other is Queen Egypt. She used to work with V103 back in the day. But they were talking about the strength it takes to date a black woman. It's like, no, man, I'm not signing up for struggles. The same way you ain't
you ain't gonna sit up here and talk to me in the kind of way I'm just gonna be right to like.
I know for a fact that's right.
Like when we talked about that whole Gucci thing, and people were just like, oh, well, Gucci, man, like, he was a terrible person, and she shouldn't have had to sit up there for all the da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, the same way that y'all understood that what Gucci did to that girl is terrible, we can all objectively say it was, even though her come-up game has been phenomenal.
How's that terrible?
You shouldn't have to sit through somebody.
She made a fucking choice.
I mean,
she chose to stay, knowing he was doing all that stuff.
Again.
She stayed because of the money. You know
again.
Like, she didn't do that special.
Man, she stayed
more
down.
Bitches with more niggas with more.
I mean, there's a lot of women who would have stayed with Gucci, spent all this money, and been broke. She stayed with Gucci, multiplied that money. But again, she shouldn't have to stay with a nigga who's gonna cheat on her. Let's just be realistic about that. At the same time, you shouldn't have to date a woman just because she's.
You're not being realistic.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you exactly what type of woman
I am
she
being
is.
realistic.
And the type of woman that she is, she realizes that, hey, I am with an entertainer who's probably going to be in some type of quarrel with multiple women. Am I ready to be in this situation or not? Can I deal with knowing that something like this is going to happen? I think I can. And she accepted it. And that's why she became so successful.
I don't think she became successful because of deciding that she could get cheated on.
Bro,
No, she loved him through that.
Yeah, she loved
and
him
that's
through
the
that,
problem.
bro.
You want everything to be niggas ain't gonna be rich and be rosy. They gonna be rich and they gonna be weird. And
She
he
loved
gonna
him
be cheap.
through whatever
I don't
he
know,
did.
like being like it is what it is. You think he stopped doing it?
I think
You think he
the
stopped
reason that you have to make the counter argument to that is the same reason you shouldn't have to put up with somebody who's like, you got to have the strength to love a black woman. Nah, both arguments are bullshit.
No, what I'm saying
Both
is,
arguments are bullshit.
my argument is not bullshit.
No,
that
your
was
argument's
your choice.
bullshit.
Yes,
That was her choice.
that was.
No,
a choice,
I'm not
bro.
disagreeing on the
good,
choice.
bad, or anything.
What I'm saying is she should not have had to sit through a nigga cheat on her.
She should have not.
She should not have
She
to
could
sit
have
through.
not.
She thank you.
could-
No,
she
no,
could
no, no.
have
What I'm
not.
saying
She
is
could.
that-
Those in the same realm.
Was she
could
held
have.
hostage to sit there?
No, sir, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you should not have to sit through a nigga cheating on you. I think it should be very easy
Hey, but this
to
is a
say
question.
yes. The answer to that is yes. The same way that you should not have to sit through bullshit to date a black woman. You need a strength to date a black woman is a bullshit argument. This nigga, I'm sorry, he's just an entertainer. He just got to throw that dick all over town. Is a bullshit argument.
Hey, the nigga was black. He was made. To
I'm
be
not
that nigga.
saying. I'm not saying. I'm not saying that she didn't have a
You don't need
choice.
the strength, bitch. If you want a black man, he was made to be that way. And if he wasn't, you
No,
don't
but
need
that's a
that
bullshit
extra.
argument because that's the same argument that these ladies try to
No.
use with the. You need a
You should've
strength to
just-
stay with the
what strength?
with the
I don't
black
need-
woman.
I don't need the strength to date no fucking broken person. I don't give a fuck if you black.
Both
You're
both
fucking
cases,
broken.
people are broken.
No, Gucci's not broken.
Gucci
is
was a
man.
broken ass person.
He's a man.
He was a broken ass person.
I know very few men. And matter of fact, I don't know no man who got rich today and is gonna be with a woman and be faithful with that woman 100%.
Look, my nigga. Then you apparently have not met the 7 conservative black men. Because they are faithful as the day is long. So that's why I'm saying, sir, that she shouldn't have to sit up there and deal with that. And you shouldn't have to sit up there and deal with some woman telling you some bullshit about something.
I feel like how things are and what they should be are two different things.
Well, no,
and what they could have been, it was totally up
I'm not
Yeah.
disagreeing with you that
Totally
the way
up
things
to her.
were
in him.
and the way things are two different things. I'm just saying that she shouldn't have to. This is simply.
I guarantee you they probably
I
be
see
fucking
niggas
bitches
deal with
together.
chicks' attitudes all the time.
I guarantee you they probably fucking bitches together.
like
I mean, nah, she ain't like Tiny getting
Hey
pushed,
man, you
pushed
never
into
know.
this
You
shit.
don't know what nobody doing behind closed doors.
Well, no, I'm saying she don't seem like Tiny because you know Tiny was getting. pushed into this.
man. Yeah.
I mean, no. The arrangements is up to a certain point. Like the same way that Future's baby mama be always.
Go out and Keisha live their life. Just let them live their life.
Hey, I'm not saying
Nobody's not saying
how
don't
they
let 'em.
live. That yeah, we're not saying
The
that.
argument is should have and would have and could have.
No. The argument is should have because I think would have and could have don't matter because we know how the facts are now. What I'm saying is that she should not have the same way that you should not have to sit
She
through
did it,
somebody's
so it's
bullshit
fine.
because they say that they're a black woman.
She did. So no,
Well, it's not. It's not about have to. It's that she should not, and that's where
Do
the
you
thing
think black
is.
men should deal with women's attitudes and arguments and all that type of shit? Randomly
Depends.
going
Is it a
off?
reasonable argument or is it just?
Do you think, generally speaking, are they reasonable, or is this just nitpicking?
Oh, women are never reasonable.
I mean, I think that's too far.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, 90.
True, yeah.
They're 90% of the time.
I think that goes back to the woman you're dating.
That goes back to the woman you're dating.
Well, but that's the same thing I was going to
Name
say
the
to you.
dumbest argument you ever had with a woman.
Oh man.
I left the chair on the wrong
Bitch, you
side of the
cut
table.
Cut off. I won't. I know. What?
In her defense,
Move the goddamn chair.
In her
Or
def-
stop bitching about the goddamn chair.
in her defense, it was her place.
Fuck your place.
It's hard. It's hard to make an argument with somebody in their place.
Not necessarily. It depends on when she did it. Were you moving the chair at the time, or had it been hours?
I mean, I had moved the chair like it'd been hours.
Did you move the chair back?
No, we got to argument over it.
I would. You know what? I'd have did the mature thing. Walked over to that table and pushed that whole goddamn table over. Look at all that shit.
That is some Joe Budden ass nigga shit to do. Now we had an argument about it. Then she realized, like, I don't know why she.
Now look at what you did. Because you didn't put the chair back. Now the table's flipped over.
that is a fuck shit. Please don't do that, America.
Fuck all this, boy. Now we got a real reason to argue.
You want to argue? Here we go.
But let's. But
And it depends on how she asks you.
well, I think how you ask people stuff is a bigger problem that goes outside of just between black men and black women, and that's really the main points that I'm making here. Is like,
I'm trying to think about a dumbass argument.
Okay, well, why are you thinking of that?
Hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm at the club with my friend. All right, have fun. You don't care that I'm gone? No. What for? What? You having fun with your girls? What's the problem? I feel like you don't care about me and what I'm doing. Wait, what?
Oh.
I just told you to enjoy yourself. Have fun.
I mean, you shouldn't have told her to enjoy herself, sir. She's allowed to be
I got a
miserable.
quick question. If somebody has opposite sex friends, can you be friends with people you had sex with?
No.
No.
Not well, depends. Are you friends with them or are you friends with them?
It depends
And
on.
can you be friends with somebody who's trying to have sex with you?
No.
That's why I tell females. I'm like, well, we're friends. I'm like, if he's trying to have sex with you, then he's not your friend.
Yeah, pretty
Because
much.
I always tell women, like, what do you consider a friend? Like,
But that goes both ways. Because there's a lot of women who will sit up here and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just
You
friends."
just have a bench. Just tell the truth.
Yeah, niggas sit on the bench.
Well, that's the thing about it is like a lot of men cannot realize that they have a bench, either implicitly
I
or
don't play that
explicitly.
shit, so that's different.
I mean, but that's
Because
different.
I don't think, other than the female I'm talking to in family, most women don't have much to offer me, and that's not a diss at women. I just don't. I think that.
Well, I
That's
think
not
that
fucked
is
up.
no, that's not a fucked up thing because that's something that like a lot of married men do. Because
Yeah.
like when niggas get married, all of a sudden their whole friend paradigm switches up. It's like I'd like to hang around you, but you always be fucking with the bitches. There's gonna be a new bitch here. I ain't gonna be able to explain this bitch. And that's gonna cause me problems at home. So I'm gonna hang out with you once every blue moon, but it's gonna be at a public place where I have plenty of witnesses to say that I wasn't doing.
Nah, hell no. Ain't nobody gonna accuse me.
Yeah,
of fucking
yeah,
cheating.
fuck that. Yeah.
Not saying that people are gonna accuse you of cheating, but sir, if somebody sees you on Snapchat and there's all these oogly googly young chicks who want to do all that extra shit, because normally this is the friend who always hangs out with the young chick. You gotta put some level of separation. But we'll get to that. You'll get to that bridge when you cross it.
No,
man.
I
I mean, again, you ain't gotta cross the bridge. You'll get to
I'm
it.
telling you, I'm gonna be 100. It is what it is. Because niggas like me, I don't think that's in my future. But to each his own. Like
I mean, nigga, that's the other thing that they covered on the podcast. Every nigga ain't marriage material, nor does every nigga need to strive for marriage. Some of y'all just need to be like, you
I
know
don't
what?
think most of these females are marriage material.
Well, that's
I
another
think
argument to
I think
make.
that's more of an argument than anything. Cause they were like, I feel like a lot of women want to get married after they done been through the system.
Through the system. They can put
Like
some,
what your baggage?
They put some highway
Niggas
miles
been
on
through it all.
I don't think I was. You got 5 kids and you talking about you still want to get
But see,
married.
that's a lost cause. Next.
I mean, it happened to some people.
Like,
No, sir. I'm sorry. If you have 5 kids, you are a lost cause.
What's the lost cause number for you? Doesn't it depend on how many kids you have?
No. Five is a magic number. Like 3 can still be something
Maybe.
where it's like I can understand.
What if
Especially
what if you don't have any children?
well, but if you don't have any children, I don't think you should date anyone with children. For real.
I always agree to that statement.
Well, what I'm doing is like I'm switching it over only because I'm thinking of it now as a man who is preparing to get married. And it's like realistically, if a girl I was dating had like 2 kids, I probably would stay dating her because I'm sorry, I want to walk down the aisle with somebody who, like me, is walking into this relatively unbaggaged, not tied down, unencumbered. Kids require you to put them above yourself. I can't see you doing that with over 3 kids. Because with 3 kids, they probably spread out a couple of years.
Or a woman with more kids than you.
I mean, I think that's also a fair statement, although a lot of people will have
You know
problems
what?
with that.
I agree
Wow,
with that. I see why you're saying that, but at the same time, what if you only want one?
Well, if you only want one, then that's fine. But that's you saying, I only want 1 kid.
If you want 1 kid, you probably don't want no kids. I'm just gonna tell you a little secret.
I feel you on that too. I feel you on that
If
too.
you want 1 kid, you probably don't want no.
But
kids.
you get what I'm saying though? Like, you know, you got
If
some.
sometimes you just have one. But
No, you're right. But finish it.
But you know, you just got some people who are just not as like everybody else. And they just like, you know what? The number of children that I want is just 1 or 2.
Well, no,
they'll
1
date
is a
somebody-
great number.
The reason I said the only people I always know who only want 1 kid, number one, they are usually people who grew up without siblings, or they're old enough where they like, I'm probably only gonna have 1.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to
No, that was it. I was
Okay.
just.
Because I think that's right. Because the thing that people keep forgetting is like some people don't want to go through all that baby shit again. Like just being 100.
That's
like,
why when you said date a 26-year-old, you're good. Like, like if you're in your mid-30s and you get your life halfway together, then date you a younger chick who don't have the drama.
But what I want to say that you probably not gonna agree with are stereotypes true.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Damn, y'all niggas said that shit with no reflex.
That's the point of stereotypes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're often true. That doesn't mean that it's always true, but often they're true. You gotta like it.
So you think white girls give the good head?
In my experience.
In my experience.
So that's an affirmative for both of y'all.
What about you?
I would say that
no, not really. No. Well,
I
haven't had enough white girl experience.
I've had
I had a unicorn, so
I had a couple.
Everything was great.
I think they're so willing.
Well, that's another thing. Like that ties back into what I was saying before about the love her through. You know, you gotta have the strength to love a black woman. Like white, a lot of men. Well, not a lot.
You're right.
Yeah.
They're definitely more willing. I feel like
I feel like they're more willing to play that role of I'm trying to keep this nigga here.
Yeah,
With black women, they'll get real comfortable and stop fucking you and just.
I feel like black women is some black women they're like
not some.
God, let me say here.
No, say
here. Let me
here. Because we would be very married men to have that real conversation, and most married men live in pain. They don't talk about it.
But that's
marriage.
Well, no, that's some men. Because remember, to be sexless, a marriage has to have no sex within 30-day period. So
anybody think they could do that?
I mean, nigga, when you have kids and you have all the other shit going on, time will fly by. Because the biggest thing that affects
it will not.
Well, it will fly by.
Wait, will hand jobs count?
Hand jobs will count as sex. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get nothing.
Yeah, if you get getting nothing. What we saying is you get nothing.
That's
But you have to get nothing for a month.
Bro,
so that's the problem. But that's part of what happens with people, especially like with millennial families, where everybody trying to do everything. Everybody got a career. Everybody is trying to be superhero parent. Like the amount of time that you have for your spouse left over is not going to be as great.
You know, we make time for the things that we want.
Yeah, you know how fast quickies are.
Wants to catch one.
Well, it depends on how fast
you know
your
how fast
quickies are.
Quickies are fast.
For you, maybe quickies are fast.
Very
nigga,
fast.
you better figure
for
it
you,
out.
For real.
For you, nigga.
Shit, nigga.
I can make quickies very fast.
Okay, nigga. I'm glad that you can be Captain Quickaho.
If she can't get you off real quick, and then she ain't gonna get you
But
off.
that's not her. That's not her problem. So there's
problems.
Because, sir, how long it takes for you to come is something oftentimes that is tied into you mentally as well as what you're used to. So she had, unless you're dating the same girl that you've been with since you started fucking. Which, if you are, man, shout out to you. Unless you with that same person when you was training your body through this shit. Like, the same reason that women were like, I can't believe these niggas, they come so fast. And it's like, well, if that nigga's been training his body to do quickies, it's going to be a very long time.
Nobody trying to romance nobody. You just fucking.
Yeah, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to have hour sex with this chick I just met 2 seconds ago.
Again. I'm not saying that either is wrong. But what I'm saying is that you have to take both sides of the coin into effect. That, yes, as you're saying, Armstead, in a committed relationship, you are trying to do things quickly unless you have more time. On the flip side, for women, you can't be mad at a nigga who is quick if he's been training himself to be quick because he's had other commitments, other things that need to happen. And this girl was like, you got 6 minutes to nut, nigga. Figure it out.
You marry that woman. She schedule you some sex.
Scheduled.
Yeah,
I mean,
fit you in.
It is like everything else. You gotta schedule things in.
Sorry, I used to date this chick who worked at this fast food restaurant, and man, she was like,
ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
She was like, hey, I need something right now, or whatever, whatnot. We could do it in the bathroom. I don't give a fuck.
That right there is a rider. Why didn't you marry her?
She was a
because she worked at a fast food restaurant.
You know what? I can see why you didn't marry her. She got ambition, baby.
But you know what though? She scheduled me in while she was at work, working hard.
I mean, hey, what we don't like to say is them fast food people, they be working hard. They ain't no easy job to get screened at by niggas. Like, I was in a fast food restaurant that sells chicken, and they had a very fuel-efficient system going, and I was kind of amazed by it, even though they app sucks dick, and they really need to get on that shit.
He's not talking about Chick-fil-A, of course. Because their app is amazing.
Their app is... Okay, Kanye.
Chick-fil-A.
You hate
your ass out of here right now.
Yeah,
Get out.
Get what I just said.
Get the fuck out.
Man. Although I'm not the biggest fan of what Chick-fil-A spends their money on, and this is a small amount of their money because you know they got
It has
billions.
nothing to do with their food, okay?
What do you dislike about Chick-fil-A?
The fucking lines, for one thing.
Nigga, you can literally in the app get that shit sent to your car.
You love them?
I don't do no apps, man.
You don't do apps. You got a phone right now?
Yeah, I got a.
Is it a smartphone? Yeah. Then you're right in the fucking matrix with the rest of us. So get it together.
This nigga, we were going to Publix the other day. Yeah, I was like, I ordered me a sub. I was like, nigga, you think I'm a waiting line at Publix? I order my sub and pick it up.
Exactly.
Man, you shitting me them subs.
You shitting me, nigga. Especially around them playoff games in Atlanta. Them little niggas be like, oh, I need all the chicken.
Depending on what time you go,
Chris
man.
chicken sandwich. No, that mean it is what
remember Super Bowl weekend? Publix put out a PSA, bitch. If you didn't order this shit 2 weeks ago, you ain't getting not a goddamn thing. Not a sub, not a tender. You might be able to get some chicken if we got some left over.
Publix for keeping it real.
Yeah, Publix, man, they keep it real. Shout out to them. But getting back on to that, so you guys think stereotypes are partly true?
No,
me and Bands are. Yeah, exactly. Me and Bands were like, not really.
Not really.
Hey,
like watermelon. I don't even like
yeah,
watermelon.
fuck watermelon.
yeah, but a lot of people like watermelon.
Hey,
Not
but you
just
like chicken though, don't you?
Huh?
You like
Who the
fried
fuck
chicken?
doesn't like chicken?
A lot of people don't like chicken. Some people don't. Some people are allergic to fried chicken.
Vegans, sir.
Vegetarians.
Nah, vegetarians be sneaking.
No, what race?
They ain't real vegetarians,
no,
is they?
no. What
Nigga.
race doesn't like chicken? Okay.
I mean, what race doesn't like watermelon?
I mean, shit, you're right. I mean, I had this at this Japanese restaurant. It was basically fried chicken. They put a different name on that shit to call that shit sriracha or some shit.
Or tempura.
Oh yeah, tempura.
Tempura chicken.
Tempura chicken. Nigga, this is fried chicken.
I mean, I don't have a problem with fried chicken.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the point he's making. Is that there's certain things that just are timeless, like
It
chicken.
depends on the stereotype, doesn't it?
I like fried chicken.
Like
Not
Asian-
because
that's like
I'm-
saying Asians
Not
like
because I'm
rice.
black, because I like fucking fried chicken.
That's also true.
And black.
No, the blackness had nothing to do with liking the
ain't
chicken.
got
I know.
Really?
I'm fucking with.
So Asians don't like rice?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
Asians
don't
don't like
assume Asians
So
don't
Asians
like.
don't like fried chicken?
I've never seen.
I never seen one eat fried chicken.
We got to put some feelers out to our Asian.
I see them
friends
eat
and
sesame
family.
seed chicken a lot.
That's fried chicken.
That
That's fried
Or
chicken.
Mandarin
That
chicken.
chicken is
Y'all
fried.
always think it's
Oh, that is
crazy.
fried
That
chicken.
chicken
is
sit down
fried.
and eat from the little bowls. They don't be eating the same shit that you eating that they serve you.
Well, they
Oh,
normally
you're
have
right.
healthier stuff depending on where you go.
Okay.
You're right.
Like when he was talking about when he went to that
sour chicken, that's fried.
that country we don't fuck with right now because they being bitches, free Hong Kong. But he was saying that their food was A1.
Oh yeah, it was
Which
good.
one?
In China.
Oh, I thought you were.
So they ain't have no fried chicken.
Nah, I just wasn't gonna
Oh,
say
you talking about?
something.
Oh, you talking about when I went to China? Or you talking about,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I was just
good.
trying to get around saying their name, but
It
it's
was
fine.
but everything had a lot of pork. Like they have a lot.
Oh no, they heavy on pork.
They have a lot of pork.
I mean, because you got to think about it. It's
You never
easy.
had
It's
no
easy to grow
Jamaican
pigs.
Yeah.
It's easy to grow pigs, man. They slop it up. They eat whatever. They basically just fat people that can't
so
talk.
many people. I love pork though. I don't love it as much as most people do. Like I like me some ribs, some bacon, ham. And that's it.
Bacon.
Bacon.
I
That's
ain't
the
never
best
given up
food in the
bacon.
world, man. Bacon.
I eat turkey bacon from time to time.
No,
Turkey
not
bacon
no
from
bacon.
time to
Not
time?
fucking
That is
bacon.
bacon. It says
it
turkey
ain't.
bacon.
Nah, it's not bacon.
Turkey
That ain't
bacon.
the same.
Again, you know it.
Nigga, it's not the same.
It's turkey bacon.
Nigga, it's not the same.
Hey, that's one thing that I don't think I can give up. I might can give up the ribs because I only eat them at barbecues.
But that maple
Ham, I only eat
bacon.
ham at like Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Exactly. I don't eat ham at all. But that bacon.
Man, I haven't had ham or
Shit.
bacon or anything pork in like 5 years.
Shit.
Well, I'm glad for you, but for the rest of us, my nigga.
A honey baked ham, man.
Nigga, please. No, I'm saying nigga, please to you. I don't fuck
Nigga.
with ham at
Shit.
all.
Nigga, you eat bacon, so you.
Yeah, I eat bacon. I'm not saying I'm away from pork, nigga. I'm on team bacon, nigga.
I don't make sure you don't think you on some kind of platitude.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm above the rest of you other niggas.
Okay.
What you think this was, nigga? I'm not over here
Anybody
like
ever tried
Animal
dragon
Farm.
fruit?
Oh yeah, I've
tried
had
it.
dragon
How is
fruit.
it?
It's decent.
I've had I went
Two
to
for $6. I'm like, if I'm about one.
Well, no,
That's not bad.
but it's a lot of fruit that you're getting, and also that shit takes forever to mature. Same thing for jackfruit.
I had jackfruit,
Yeah, jackfruit is good,
That
but
shit
that
stinks.
shit is expensive,
and it stinks.
and but the
I
taste is
had
all I care about.
something with a duck with it one time before at some vegan
That makes sense.
restaurant.
That makes fucking sense. That they would combine those two things.
Yeah, it was it
They
tasted like a
taste similar.
not re- it's a man.
Jackfruit tastes like meat.
It does. That's why a lot of vegans, when they put shit
That's how I
together,
had it at
they
the
use
vegan's
it.
house.
Yeah, it was.
And she had made it in a slow cooker, and I was just like,
Yeah, when you slow cook it, that shit tastes like meat.
it was like pulled pork.
Yeah,
Put on
it's
that
basically pulled pork.
That Hawaiian bread, boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Boy, it almost.
Did
tastes
she
like
make sure
pork,
that
but
bread
it
was vegan?
Oh yeah, I do eat pulled pork too. Man, I'm sorry, I can't give it up. I'm sorry.
You're terrible.
I'm sorry.
All right, here's a question for y'all that I think this is going.
Start with the guest. The nigga been here for like 20 minutes. He said 30 words.
Yeah, I think he has said 30 words. I've been counting.
He said 30 words.
All right,
Y'all
bands.
counting on how many words?
Bands.
27, 28, 29, 30.
Bands.
You watched the spider.
Bands. We need to know this right now. Could you date an accused rapist who went to jail and got out, and she was like, "Hey, get back into the dating scene"?
What kind of rape?
Oh, so for you it depends on the kind of rape.
Yeah.
All right, so if it's statutory, you can fuck with her. But if she like literally tied a man down and raped that nigga, you're not gonna be fucking with her.
It depends.
Okay, let's say that she
Not
tied a
the
man down and raped him because let's say they were dating and he broke up with her and she was like, "I want this dick one last time." He was like, "Hell no," and she was like, "Okay, how about this tea?" And he decided to be stupid, drank that tea. Next thing he knew, he was tied up and the chick was.
See, I had to be smart around her because I wouldn't.
You wouldn't trust her.
I wouldn't trust her.
Why would you be with her then?
Yeah, you wouldn't be with her.
Sex might be amazing, man.
So you gonna be like,
That's the most nigga answer.
crazy women do have some good sex though.
Yeah, crazy women have
Not a lie.
some of the best sex, man.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, so you could do it. Armstead,
Nah.
R. Reed,
I would just have to.
probably. I could.
See, I would have to. No, I'm saying I wouldn't stay home. Okay.
Okay.
She would never.
Now, what if she was one of those?
I would just think that nigga was such a bitch.
She couldn't know
Why?
that much about.
Why would you
me,
think
okay?
that?
He got raped by a woman.
But
I'm sorry, you
nigga,
got
women are
Just like
very
the big
ingenious.
I wouldn't tell.
The Big Deep didn't he get raped by a woman?
Who?
No, yeah, he did get
Big
raped by a
Deep.
woman
The Big Deep.
from that one show with the superheroes, but if they were terrible versions on Amazon.
The Boys.
The boys. Yeah.
Boys.
The
Yeah.
boys.
The deep got raped, but I mean he also
He got fingered.
no he
Was that not rape?
She put
Some
her
kind of
fingers in him while she was having sex with him.
Get your finger out of there.
Put your finger out of her. She's like, look at him. He's a little bitch. I'm gonna suck his dick now. It's like, whoa, Sarah. It's kind of weird that you want to rape this nigga while sucking his penis.
It's kind of like it's kind of like what's that? What do they call them females who dominatrix type shit? Like, could you be in
Nah,
that
but
type of
dominatrix, they want men who want to willingly submit. That is not for anybody in this room.
shit? Yeah.
Well, not that I know of. Y'all niggas might be
Yeah,
different
you
niggas
never know
outside
when
of
you
here.
get around. Y'all niggas might be like, yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
That nigga said that with a little too much. That was a little too free, bands. That came straight off the cuff. Seemed like that was rehearsed or practiced.
Nah, it wouldn't.
What's the next
You
question?
ever had a girl smack you on the ass while you was
Could
fucking
you
her
date a
missionary?
murderer?
Hold on, what?
You ever had a girl smack you on the ass while you was fucking her missionary?
No, I've had a woman grab my ass, but not smack. That's
You never
that's
had like
a
she
little weird.
grabbing to smack your ass. You never had
No,
that happen?
grab is one thing, but the fact that she decided to smack you afterwards, I'm having
I
problems
don't feel
with.
disrespect. I'm okay with the grab.
Yeah, the grab is one thing, but the smack is like
Oh,
a
no,
little.
man, that shit.
I do the smacking. Okay.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like I do the smacking here,
I don't
Sharon.
know. I'm on my back getting smacked.
She might get punched in the face.
Well, see, like the thing is, I prefer to be grabbed than like you ever had a girl do like the whole nail thing, and it's just like,
Yeah, that's okay.
chick, that
Yeah,
is
that's fine.
nah.
You know what? I can't. I don't like pinching. I don't.
Pinching is a little
Who the
weird
fuck
too.
pinches?
Man, it's weird.
Nah, there's some weird women out there.
Yeah, man.
Pinching?
Yeah, they pinch. They pinch during sex.
Pinch your nipples and pinch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you talking she pinching herself?
No, she pinching him.
Oh, she pinching you?
Yeah, exactly. He's like,
Don't
no, I
pinch
can't
me.
do
I
that.
don't like
Oh.
pinching. Period.
Nah.
And the biting, I don't like to get bit at all.
Biting can be kind of hot, but it depends on the woman.
I like to do it. I don't want to
Yeah,
get.
I
It
like to
depends.
do it. I don't like getting bit.
Like she can't have teeth like Pennywise.
What was your question?
So the next question was, could you date a murderer?
Why? It all depends on the
It just
situation.
depends on how.
Okay. So
I could date a murderer.
so you could date a woman who murdered a
I
man.
don't want to do this anymore.
Just depends on the circumstances.
Okay, so man, y'all are more open minded than this other podcast because they was not willing to do anything. They was like, if you're a rapist, you're a terrible person. It's like, whoa. Did she like
That's a
rape
lot.
a child?
Yeah,
Did she rape
that's
a
a
man? Was it
'Cause if that high
statutory
school nigga
rape?
had game,
Well, also like there was a case where this guy and this girl were drunk. They had sex. The guy wakes up first. He was like, "Fuck this!" Puts all his shit on. Goes down to the fucking whatever office they have for the Title IX.
Yeah.
And he reported her for rape.
Yeah.
And she got suspended.
he.
I mean, but that's the way you got to do it at college these days.
Him, it would have been
Yeah, if she had done it to him, that would have been a court case.
Yeah.
So by him doing it to her, she just gets suspended. She'll be back next semester.
Yeah, because we don't hold women accountable for their actions.
And
That's
you got to
what
treat
requires
women.
you to take a strong black woman.
I mean, justice requires that you treat women like equals in all senses.
They
You
don't
can't just
want
do it
to
in
treat
one.
like equals.
Well, I mean, some of them don't. I think the ones that don't are the ones holding everybody back.
Good luck.
I think there's a very loud, small,
Hey.
vocal minority that are just like, no, women or whatever. And because like that episode of Blackish with the girl with girlfriends, that one it was like the dad, he kept basically fucking up in the new My Body, My Choice, feminism, whatever thing, because he thought he was so progressive. And fucking Lawrence Fishburne was trying to tell this nigga, like, I only got a few more years. I'm hollering at all these women. And he was like, no, and he kept mansplaining. And then you get to the very end of the episode after they had all this stuff. And you know what they did, Ari? 100% about face. It's like, no, women get served first. Whoa, this whole episode y'all been telling this nigga about how women are equal and you shouldn't assume this about women. You shouldn't talk to women like, hey, baby girl, all this other stuff. Only to turn around, and say, no, women eat first. And he was just confused. And it's like, that's not equal.
Equality is a farce.
Well, we know equality is a fallacy, but what I'm saying is that this whole episode you painted it as he basically first he was like, I'm completely cool, and it's like, you still think it's cool to call women like
bitches,
stuff like that. And then next thing it's like, you still think you can refer to women's services, hey sweetie, baby doll, like stuff you'd never call a man. When somebody tells me their name, I'm just like, oh hey, whatever, if I forget somebody's name. I know, but there's a lot of older guys who do, and that's the problem. Like this episode was titled like them because he kept asking his sons, like,
depends on where you're at, because let's not get it twisted. If you were at work and you were a waitress and that older man did that, you wouldn't care. You would flirt with him.
Not necessarily.
I've seen it.
No, I'm not saying
modern times.
I'm not saying that it doesn't happen.
Hot waitresses, them old men. Oh, sweetie.
But that's the old man. That's the Lawrence Fishburne why they ignored everything that he was doing that was fucked up. Because it was only the dad, not the granddad, the dad who was getting all the flack. Because for the old guy, they're like, oh, granddad, we think you're going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter what you do. And he was like, damn right.
Yeah, that's just not, no, sure that. I couldn't date no woman like that personally, and she ain't got like it.
Well, it wasn't just one woman, but I just thought that the end of the episode was kind of fucked.
Liberal feminist women, like, bitch, get out my face.
Well, also she discovered that feminism ain't feminism for everybody.
No,
so she was in part of this group with all these white women, and they was fuck feminists, and then she started a black one, and then a lot of black women didn't want to join. And then, like, eventually it took their mom to figure. It took the grandma forever to figure out that she was a feminist. It was like, but you've been a feminist. You just don't say feminist. Like, that's the thing about it. Is I really like women like that because you don't just go up here and jump up and down and be like, I'm a feminist. You just say, hey, I feel like I should be able to do whatever I want. In fact, you know what? I'm going to wear 2 bras today. And it's like, hey, your body, your choice.
Depends on what it is.
But at the same time,
feminists are basically bitches.
Well, no, I think male feminists, if you're actually a male feminist, and by male feminist, I mean that you're just shutting up. Like, I completely get the radical feminists who are like, trans women are invading our space. It's like, well, to be honest,
that's nothing. That's my service announcement. LGBT. I've been selling this. I found the solution. All right.
What is your solution?
Segregated by race, and I want you to see how much they give a fuck about you.
Well, that's kind of the point I was making. Is that there's this large kind of like backlash in the radical feminist community where they're backlashing against trans women because they're like, but you was born with a penis. And it's like, well, to be honest, trans women do still get some of the same privileges that were afforded to them as men because a lot of them kind of still look very similar to men.
Because especially if they're white.
And that's the secondary part is that if they're white, I mean, people are going to be a lot less likely to do whatever. Whereas black trans women tend to get treated like shit because black people tend to get treated like shit. It's not a specific thing aimed at black trans women. It's just we treat black people bad. Now you're a black person who I can't identify where you should be, so I'm a piece of shit, and I'm going to refer to you as that.
You like that.
And that's kind of...
I want you, the LGBT movement, the guy that you should look at who they want to be, or is the perfect example, is Pete Buttigieg. That is the LGBT movement that they want. A white male who's gay.
Who's gay.
G's on top. Female.
G's on top.
Yeah, because... Did CNN have a black summit yet?
Oh, you mean like Revolt? No.
No, they had an environment one, and then they had one. Somebody said I was ignorant. They said black people don't give a fuck about the environment. I said, yeah, they got other shit to worry about.
I mean, black people. Let's see this. Y'all saw racism. Black people have exactly. Y'all saw racism.
Not even just that.
We'll have a lot more time on our hands because we'll have better economic opportunities. We'll be treated differently by police officers and other people in government, and we'll hopefully have all that reparations money. So, I mean, we'll be on the come up.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff we need to address. That's why I always tell the LGBT members that I know, if I know them well enough, like, you should probably identify yourself as black first, because when it comes down to it, they'll leave your black ass. And they never believe that statement. And I always wanted to have a real discussion with somebody. I'm just like, you're like, well, black people aren't accepting as LGBT community. That's a motherfucking lie.
No, it just depends. We're accepting to a point. We're like,
what point?
we
That's
know.
the only way to push black agenda.
Well,
for the black community to join forces with the LGBT community.
No.
I mean, I don't think we necessarily need to join forces.
What?
What we need to do is we need to say, all right.
Historically, hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
Historically, you know what I'm saying? In order to push a black agenda, you have, you know what I'm saying? You have to go with another group. Just like with voting rights, we had to go with white women in order to get rights because at the time white women didn't have rights, and you know the government wasn't listening to no niggas. Okay.
No,
and they're still not listening.
In the
Plenty.
in the civil rights movement.
I mean, white women got it with suffrage, but at the same time, it wasn't no real fucking right.
No, I'm just saying, like, the LGBT community has always been intrinsically involved in black rights. What's that guy who used to be with Martin Luther King, the gay guy?
Oh yeah, I know exactly. He's the one who redesigned how King was doing it. He's like, everything you're doing sucks, and I'm gonna show you how to change it. And he told that to a room of Baptist preachers.
Yeah, because them niggas get shit done. That's the one thing I'll tell you about their top level agenda. Like in the Democratic Party, man, you watching them motherfuckers, that Pete Buttigieg, he is going to be the one that takes Biden's spot whenever he drop out. And I just don't think,
because he's been able to coast through outside of that one little incident that he had.
He hates black people. Just let y'all know.
Oh, it's not that he hates black people. He disdains black people.
Shit about black people.
Who you talking about?
Pete Buttigieg. Oh, I call him Pete Buttigieg.
It's Buttigieg. I mean, just call a nigga his name. Like it don't cost us nothing.
Hey, he's not gonna be president.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna be president because he's a fucking hypocrite.
Well,
but
not just that. Because
I think the hypocrite. I think if he was someone who wasn't a hypocrite and he was someone who seemed like he was actually gonna whatever, he'd be fine. Like I saw the Birdie Bros today. They were ragging on Yang. They're like, well, Yang's problem is that Yang is partially a charlatan and he's doing whatever. And it's like, well. Actually, no. Yang says, hey, poor people, I want to give you some money to help out with being poor. And Bernie's like, we're going to redo the entire system of
federal jobs guarantee.
Exactly. It's going to be administered locally. And it's like, no. I think Bernie Sanders is the progressive. Andrew Yang is the Democrat.
I think that would be a good ticket.
I think together they'd be a good ticket because I think there's some middle ground in the middle where it's like we take care of some of the stuff and we do other shit. But at the same time, we do need to reform the system. But I don't think you can do it all at one time.
No.
I think you got to kind of space that shit out.
I don't think Bernie will last 8 years.
I think Bernie will last 8 years. I think the difference is, I mean,
and the corporate media or access media, as we call it, because we're not with them.
Yeah, the corporate media
or access media. That's the other podcast. I feel like y'all are getting tricked, just like this Tulsi Gabbard thing.
Oh, she's a fucking Russian plant.
No, she's not.
The reason I say that is because she's a piece of shit, and this sticks because she's such a piece of shit. Like. I get that she served her country, but fucking Benedict Arnold served his goddamn country. That doesn't prove that you're not.
Russian plant, seriously.
No, I think that she's taking money from Russians like Hillary and, well, not Hillary.
I think they've all taken money from foreign countries except for one person, maybe two.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is like she's compromised. So maybe she's not a Russian plant.
She's a Russian plant or compromised in that way.
I think she's compromised based on the fact that they can bring up this whole thing and they can make the timestamps look together. I think part of it is
how successful it was with Trump.
No. The difference is with Trump is that the House of Cards is falling now, but that's only because Republicans spent literally 2 years defending this nigga.
Good luck with that.
Well, I mean, it's not about good luck. It's that now you see the impeachment inquiries and whatever because you have more people willing to testify now. Before, wasn't nobody willing to say shit. Everybody was like,
what they wanted.
Well, because they needed everything to stay together until they got their fucking tax bill put. Once
when they got that,
notice after the tax bill got passed, the amount of Republicans who was defending Trump slowly began to go down over time. Yeah. Again, Republicans are very smart. They knew probably this nigga was compromised. They knew probably better than anyone else. But what they did know is that this nigga was going to get us this money so we can get our yachts. And nigga, you better shut your ass up till this nigga get us this yacht money. Now they're like, oh, we got the yacht money. Fuck it. Do whatever you want.
Money, though. They don't want it. I'll take it.
I mean, nigga. But last but not least, do you think that you need a HOFAC?
I would like one.
Okay, so you think you do.
I would like one. Would you like one?
I don't know what that is.
So Hofax is basically getting to know a little bit more about your partner
That
before
means
you
yours too, though.
get into a relationship
Oh, you
with
said
them.
Hofax.
Yeah, Hofax.
I thought you said Hellfax.
Oh no, not Hellfax, nigga. We ain't trying to go to hell.
Gotta check the whole facts. man.
We need a heaven fax, nigga. That's what we want. We don't want no
I
hell
mean,
facts.
not as much as you would. I mean, technically, that's kind of what y'all kind of.
Hell no.
Well, if it's whole fact, like
No,
No, it's for everybody. It's just like cars, nigga. It's for everybody.
yeah, I mean,
I would want it. You know what, bro? Raw dogs only.
So your whole fact should only consider the people that you put a raw penis in.
Raw dogs only.
So this is counting for all sexual activities, anal, oral, and vaginal.
Yes. Raw dogs only.
That's an interesting thing. Because then in that case, some women's numbers are going to drop drastically, while other than the women's numbers are going to stay the same, and the same for men. You know what? That's interesting. That's interesting.
Raw dogs only.
Raw dogs only.
I think both.
A whole facts with the raw dogs only, I think, is going to give you much
I
better
would care
things.
more about the raw dogs only.
That's
the deeper dog.
I would definitely care more.
That nigga.
I would definitely. Wait,
with no
do you have to
job?
know who they have sex with, or do you just people?
Well,
just,
that's the whole thing about the whole facts is that realistically it should be people, even if it's not whatever. It should be like
no. What I mean, like, are they gonna say who the? Okay,
yes.
I'm gonna give you an example.
The same way if you buy a car, we say who you bought that shit from.
No. You're missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let's just say you got Carfax on your car. Is it gonna say that you had an accident back in Monday of this day, or is it gonna say you had an accident Monday by a Trailblazer? Is it gonna tell you who the car is that hit you?
Okay, I like
That's where the raw dog comes in.
That's
I know, but are you gonna know who raw dogged? Like,
yes.
or
Ideally you should.
Ideally you should.
No, ideally you should know who raw dogged her. That way, or raw dogged her because
if she met a celebrity and raw dogged a celebrity, that's probably not good.
no. If she raw dogged a celebrity, it depends. Did she raw dog Lil Wayne or did she raw dog Lupe Fiasco? Like
You shouldn't raw dog either one of them.
I'm not saying you should raw dog anyone.
Bill Gates, girl, you had a plan.
But the kind of woman that it's going to take to get access to Bill Gates, she probably not going to have a badonkadonk if she gets access to Bill Gates.
What's up?
Now, if it's like Mark Zuckerberg, probably could be any woman.
Zuckerberg, Mark Cuban.
No, I like it. So raw dogs only, and then Armstead wants the deeper dive, the enhanced detail to be available. Where it's like you fucked.
Just say raw dogs only, man.
No, I mean I'm just saying, like, I would rather.
You want to know her whole section.
But you know this is also going to be available for you. So anyone you raw dogged,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because my raw dog's only on 3 hands. Just kidding. What's the worst mistake you ever made with a woman?
trusting these hoes. No, that's a good question.
The worst mistake I've ever made.
Not being explicit enough with what I wanted would be mine. You got to tell people what you want, how you want it, and that way they can make an informed decision, and you can too. Because the biggest mistake that black women do, or black men do, is we sell ourselves short. We're like, oh, she'll kind of get it. She's not necessarily gonna get it, dog. You got to sometimes lay this shit out.
Somebody else will.
I mean, but that's that implicit thing that we all know. If you're not putting it down in the way that your partner values, at some point somebody else is going to come in there. Whether it's emotional cheating, physical cheating, both of those, spiritual cheating, eventually somebody will.
I think we're on the same wavelength because I was trying to think. Like, I don't think I'm ever as honest as I need to be about what I want.
Yeah. I mean, but that's part of black. Like with women, they're taught to say, hey, this is what you want and express your feelings and all these other things. And while I do have some problems with feelings-based arguments, I at least admire the fact that they get what they want out. Whereas with black men, a lot of times it'd be like,
I'm fairly simple though. That's the problem.
well, no, but the fairly simple things, those are the things that require the most shit. Because when you're fairly simple, women take it as, oh, well, he just wants this. When really it may be, yeah, I want that, but I also want this other thing over here.
Wait, hey, you thought that long about it? Because I'm more of a like, you don't really have to do much. Just fuck me and
feed you and
feed me. I can feed myself. I personally prefer to cook, but that takes something off your hand. And if
that's a good bargaining chip for your whole facts.
If we talk about household duties,
nigga cooks.
Only thing that I like to do, I don't like fucking cleaning. I don't, but I will clean a bathroom. I don't know why. I've always loved cleaning my own bathroom. Maybe because I have to go to a bathroom and I like to know that I cleaned it.
Well, I think the bathroom thing is one of the things that we don't talk about because everyone has met a dirty chick where it's like, if I wasn't horny right now,
That
I would
makeup
leave
shit is annoying.
because
Yes,
your
it
bathroom is
is.
fucking disgusting.
makeup, hair, shit. That shit's annoying.
It's annoying as fuck.
Hair just lets me know that what he shed.
The worst thing is the fucking the eyelash glue shit that just be
Okay.
everywhere.
I
Oh,
ain't never seen.
Oh,
that.
eyelash
Man,
glue.
look,
Yeah,
fucking glue
bro.
on the eyelashes and shit.
I typically don't date chicks who wear eyelashes.
Well, see, I
Man.
dated one chick, but that made me dislike any woman with eyelashes because she just couldn't keep
shit's
that shit
stupid.
together.
Like, bitch, who told you them things were
Well,
cute?
no, it's not even about that. Let's say that she finds it to be cute.
Yeah,
the problem
you're
is
wrong.
like there are women who do it well, who have like a
Don't talk.
separate area for all their shit, and there's women who you got a sink. Imagine a sink.
Oh, in the yard.
On one side of the sink, there's just weird eyelash stuff on it, and maybe the glue's on it. Like this shit's disorganized.
I'm trying to think with like stuff I don't mind doing around the house.
See,
as a
women
man
have a
in the yard.
million of fucking little cosmetics that they fucking never use.
I mean,
Oh,
but the
I'm
thing
gonna
about it
use
is, a lot of
this.
women they buy it on sale.
No,
By the way, if I ever got that chick, you know who my silence would be?
what?
A lesbian.
You would?
Yes, a lesbian
Yeah.
woman, like the
Yeah.
dyke dude, the
Yeah.
dude girl.
Listen,
Yes.
whenever I
Them
do,
bitches be fresh.
whenever I go to the mall, I always go to the most toughest looking female that works in there and be like, hey, put me something
So
together.
you telling me though?
Okay. All right. I mean, I see.
Put
that.
something together.
Ones, you ain't never noticed how fresh
yeah,
them bitches
they be fresh than a motherfucker.
I mean, I'm not lying here. I'm just trying to explore like what your choices
They wear
are.
kid sizes, man.
But them bitches be fresh though,
Yeah,
right?
they be fresh.
Them ladies be fresh, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
would be
sorry.
fresh, too, if I wore
Depending,
kids'
fellas,
sizes.
depending on the woman. Some of them want.
No, man, she actually got some side to her, man.
She'll
Like,
find it. I've seen some big ones that be fresh too.
Exactly.
They be it's the shoes, man.
The
shoes
shoe
don't
game,
count.
shoe
I'm talking
game on
about
some of the
outfit.
women, it'd be like out this
full
world.
outfit.
Man, you see, I went to the store. I was like, man, I want one of them polo shirts with a bear on it. That shit got left in the store.
That shirt was like, that shirt was this way. I think I was with you that day, wasn't I?
Nah, bro, it was last week, man. I want one of them polo sweater with the bear on it, boy. I was like, bro, I'll drop 100 on that.
Boy, that shit was 300.
Think we looking fresh.
Vance, you got something to say?
Yeah,
You can
Bands.
say something about your what's the name?
You want to plug your promo one more time?
All right, this your boy Bands. You can follow me at Barry_Bands on Instagram. Bands GGM on Twitter. I'm dropping a single called Drapes November 1st. Go get it, stream it, do whatever you gotta do.
All
Listen
streaming
to it.
platforms.
All streaming platforms.
Awesome. On that note, everybody, we're gonna go ahead
Go
and get
check
out
out
of here.
Drapes on your local
Check
streaming
out
platform.
Drapes. Hey.
Apple Music for the real niggas.
Peace.